vote. You don't even gotta buy.
Alright, we're live!
Oh.
Super exciting, you know.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure we're live?
I'm not sure at all. Maybe it crashed?
Checking the stream.
Maybe it crashed. Who knows?
The stream's going good. It's on loaded lux. It's crashing.
I'll totally do that tomorrow. You feel like the stream is on loaded lux. Oh, it's crashing. It's crashing. He's a fucking...
Chinese.
Arsenal just beat
Daniel,
Solomon. Arsenal just beat Solomon. It's going along. He's going to end on a high note. And the stream crashes.
Battle of his career. It's going smoothly.
Boom! The stream crashes.
Yo, that's the best.
Alright, so
I'm about to do one right
we got Chase, Diz, ILLMAC.
Hey.
We just watched
Kyle Gray.
2 bars of Lux's first round against Arsenal. It was going pretty cool.
It was fucking
It was going good. You know?
Yeah, it was going
Yeah,
good.
see the audio is hella cracking.
God fucking damn it.
Oh, yeah. You want to
Yeah, okay, you want to talk shit about us now.
It's a comment generator.
I see how it is.
Shit about fucking...
It's like I'm on rap.
Alright, we'll restart the stream.
Yeah, we'll
Guess
actually
what?
make it watchable.
Yeah, we'll
Like a
actually...
millionaire turtle. That's pretty good.
Daily.
Oh, we would go through your IG and be like, oh, there's the... Bro, there's...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
now. Darn to make it to the city spec. Darn.
Nick Cannon.
You're not that good.
You're not that good.
Alright, we're live. We just watched a little bit of Lux versus Arsenal.
First
Bye.
couple bars.
Yeah, I mean a
Of
little
Lux.
bit. I mean, we watched a bar of Lux's.
Before the pay-per-view
We
drop.
watched Lux walk out in like an outfit.
Yeah, Lux definitely lost the intro though.
He
Like
won the-
Arsenal's intro was way better.
Yeah, word.
He had some weird spoken word announcement.
Yeah, some like fucking.
Yeah, all hailing from the temple, rising from the floor, where my mouth approached his dick. Loaded Lux.
Yeah,
God damn,
Saul
Lux.
Williams came out and he's like, "Yo, the guy that bodied Hollow."
This is the guy who bodied Hollow. If there wasn't no crowd here, I'd be sucking his dick. Loaded.
Arsenal definitely took the intro 2-1.
Yeah. for
Oh
real.
man, that was the most horrible intro ever. Then they played some weird ass songs.
Well, Lux lost 0-3. But
Yeah. from
ours'
the
intro wasn't
alone.
that crazy.
From the intro alone.
You're going in. He's doing it big. He's flying.
Doing it big for hip hop.
What's up, guys? What the
Doing
fuck's
it big.
poppin'?
Arsenal's going in. We
cracking
got some
crackers.
Yeah, what's crackers?
Oh yeah, I'm doing one of these.
You
Right
dub.
You dub is going slow. It's going.
You dub it. It's slowing up. KSHINE is sucking, and then the Lux and we cut the stream. Fuck you! And the stream is gone.
That's how they do it.
It is gone. Unbelievable! It's vanished in thin air. We cannot find it at all.
What up, Mad Max? What up? Yeah, that's
Stream's looking beautiful. It's coming in. It's gone.
We got Jay Black commentating, killing it.
Take
5 hours,
Down 1-6.
5 hours straight.
What up?
And we'll never see the round. It's lost forever. It's gone.
What? Oh yeah, the stream.
So did you guys enjoy the battle?
Yeah, those who saw it.
Yeah.
Did
What
anyone
did you
see
think?
it?
Yeah, word up.
Did anyone here
Did
see
anybody
the
see
battle?
Arsenal Lux? Like, who won?
Hey, we're waiting for the fucking...
I knew it.
We're waiting for
I
the
already knew it.
VOD to go up so we can watch the battle.
Shout out to 408.
2-1 Lux.
That's
Did you actually see the battle though? Undefeated
Hold on, let me walk
pacifist.
off.
Yeah, look here, undefeated pacifist.
They're like,
Did you
yeah,
actually
King.
see it?
We
Yeah.
seen the,
I don't believe you at all.
right, yeah, we King. We seen the battle.
This person said I got Ars winning. I'll say 85% of the battle. 2-0 Ars before the stream went off. Damn, we only saw one fucking half of a Lux round.
Not even half.
Yeah, not even half.
Yeah,
We got like 4
2
bars
yeah.
into
Yeah,
a Lux's shit and it
Some
went out.
sensei line that I didn't really get, and then it cut off.
Yeah, it was sensei.
Like what sen? What's sen mean?
No, he's saying sin. Because he was
What,
like on.
sin?
Yeah,
Say,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
You're everything that sin
How you
say.
watch the bootleg already? What the fuck? Who are you? How is there already a bootleg in this shit? What the fuck? Someone was like, I saw it on the bootleg.
Lux bodied Ars. Ars fucked him up.
Man,
Those are back to back.
I kind of think that there's gonna be like tons of Lux stands because y'all think fucking he beat Hollow.
Which is
so
not
I don't
true.
trust any of y'all.
But even though it's not a factual thing, it is
If
factual.
Lux would have went last, it would have been a different story. It would have been a lot closer. But
he didn't.
Hollow won because he didn't go last.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you never want Hollow going last.
Alright, well, most people are saying that
Mate, it's not fucking good look.
Look, they're saying that Arsenal won the battle, mate.
Of course it did, mate. We
Loaded Lux.
Loaded Lux.
Loaded Lux.
Fucking Mount Rushmore, cunt.
Loaded Lux.
Loaded Lux
Oh,
has
he's
been
an
removed
ad
from Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
So the
You are now dethroned.
remove him.
Mook
Hey,
fell
did you
first.
kill
Now
all the
he's the next
stones, or
one. He's
did-
out.
No, there's more.
Damn.
You want another one?
Yeah.
Wait, what was Lux's last battle before this?
No, he
Lux?
definitely didn't beat
Clips,
Hollow.
Clips, yeah.
Lux definitely didn't beat Hollow. You're
Clips.
out of your fucking.
Yeah.
Do you think Clips
Hollow.
beat Lux?
Huh?
What do you think?
To be honest, bro, I can't really remember
I
that
don't
battle.
know. Like Lux probably beat him.
Yeah,
But
I don't remember
so
that.
that's like the
battle.
only clear battle Lux has won in like fucking forever.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Because he
Well,
lost to
Calico's
fucking
not
Mook.
even a
Yeah.
clear.
He lost to
fucking win.
fucking Hollow. And then
Yeah.
Calico is like,
Well, technically,
So
to me,
blurry.
even though his third round won, technically, I think Calico still won that battle because Lux choked like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Calico's
Alright,
first
you
two
could
rounds
argue
are
that.
better.
All right, look.
You could argue that Calico
Okay,
won.
here's my
2-1.
thing.
But Lux's third is a more impactful round, which
Nah.
takes over the battle. Yeah,
All right,
bro.
look,
Same
look,
way with
look.
you and Big K. Like Big K.
Nah.
Keep your face together, mate.
Don't do that.
Nah, but
Look.
it's true.
Watch
It's
your
the same
mouth,
point.
mate.
All right, look.
It's the same point.
Lux won that battle, man. And here's
On
the thing:
Calico?
is immediately after, and even watching, I'm like, man, Cal's cooking. But I know a lot of it has to do with Lux being gone so long.
Hold on, I'm
but
about to do
you
one of those
can't take
videos.
that
Jay-Z
shit
didn't
away.
tweet Calico's bars.
okay.
All right, hello, hold on.
Who?
Jay-Z didn't tweet Calico.
All right, don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
All right, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. All right, looking real clean. It's the last battle in his career. Ars is doing good. He's looking nice. It's coming through. Stream looking fine. The stream is doing good. Oh, it's gone! It's absolutely finished! The stream is vanished into thin air. I don't know.
I don't think it worked because you know what? I actually didn't like actually time it. Like, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, so you thought Lux beat Calico?
Dude,
Lux
I
probably
was a
did win.
fan of Calico's shit. Don't get me wrong, but
From
nah,
a round
man.
to round base, though, is what I'm saying. Because I think Lux
Okay, here's
probably
also
did
my
win.
thing.
He
Is
won
Lux,
with how
Lux was
big it was.
nonsensical sometimes. He's on his Lux shit, but bruh, Calico put up. I do think that it wasn't a murder, and I hate when people are like, oh, Lux is. And I think it was closer than a lot of people say,
Yeah,
but
I know.
nah, I
No.
gotta give it to Lux, man.
I feel
Like
you.
he just. Even choking, he had such crowd response, and I know it's because
Yeah.
he was getting so much love, but
I don't know. I just like they always break it down to just a 3-round thing, you know? Like,
yeah.
on paper, Calico gets it, but did he win? No.
Nah, Lux just had too much. Like, and he had the most standout moments. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the last battle of his career. Ars is doing incredible.
All right, guys,
The
we'll come back
stream
up.
is looking fine. The stream is doing good. The stream is gone, and it's gone. It's absolutely finished. There's no more stream. It is gone. Today in the Wembley Stadium, we have no more stream, bruv.
Oh man, that's crazy. I just got shocked. Yeah, word. My pregnant wife is throwing up.
It is like almost on. Like it's crazy.
do you have like a picture of what are you putting a picture of? Are you doing this shit with Arsenal and Lux's face, like the?
Nah, it's a real game.
Oh, you're doing it over
I'm
again.
doing it over a game. I'm trying to time it.
You got a ladder?
I don't. Oh, no, I do. I do. Yo, they stop making me come down flops. I have the worst. Sorry, I'm bad at impressions.
Are we
I
still
just
on?
have like 2
Or
words.
no?
Yeah, we just started.
Oh, hey.
I got it, man.
I'm
the man. I learned how to do this in 5th grade.
Oh man.
Let's go, Diz. I'll go with that one.
All right.
Did you get it?
So, does it sound better now?
What? You done with this? That's right.
It wasn't mine. I'm pretty sure I just drank this is beer. Pause, B. Pause.
All right, sounds good. What up, guys? So we watched 3 bars of Lux versus Ars. We're still
Lux.
trying to decide who won. Diz already thought Lux won.
Yeah, nah, hey, Diz said Lux. Lux,
Diz
go.
is obsessed with Lux. It's weird.
Yeah. This is you know what I mean?
What's up, Mr. Wallace? We up. We took the intercom out the generator. Sounded good.
Hey, so I know they're uploading the shit, and VOD will be instantaneous, and I'm sure that if you got the pay-per-view, they'll give you instant access to the VOD. That's crazy, man. I can't believe that shit cut off so quick. I wanted to see that battle. That was the whole thing. The reason I was tuned in, like, and I know it's because of traffic of why that shit cut off. Is why that shit cut off.
Yeah,
You know.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. But yeah, that shit'll be right up. I know Rap Grid will rectify that shit. That sucked though. That's definitely sucked. Somebody said Ivo is sitting on the right.
Yes,
Is fucking
you
with
did?
my OCD.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, because we're usually.
Yeah, I'm normally. Alright, let's do it.
Okay, all right.
We don't want to fuck with your OCD, homie.
Yeah, you murdered this, bro.
Bro, it's so good.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, those are so
Hey,
awesome.
put text over it. This is Alpha No Man.
Yep. Yep.
Hey.
So fuck.
Yo, so did any of you guys actually see the battle?
Yeah,
Yeah,
did y'all
we'll
see
wait
the whole
through.
shit?
Well, yeah. What? How much did you guys see? So I heard someone say they saw 85%. Some person
Yeah, I
said.
saw like a bunch of people
Most of
commenting
it.
that Lux didn't win,
Yeah.
which is awesome for Ars.
Yeah, it
Cheers
is.
to Ars on that.
Hey, faggot. Let's just pop it open. I'm just dropping the faggot just to, you know, get the drink, you know, the celebratory. Hey, regardless, man, the event was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely get.
Lineup was crazy. It sucks that DNA stepped in for Ice, but from what I seen, it looked like a good battle.
So everybody's
you know?
saying Ars won. Ars 3-0.
Ars
Yeah,
3-0.
third was preference. Was there any like
Good shit,
standout
Diz.
rounds?
Good
Art
shit,
caught
Diz.
a nasty 30 ball. Twitter saying Ars 1-2-1. Cap saying Ars 1-2-1. Okay, well Cap said it.
Hey, see, that's my thing is like, man, I was so initially like, oh, Lux, you know, and then that's why I was so indecisive, like, with the shit, because, man, you can't, it's Ar's last battle, you know, this is a Mayweather fight on Mayweather Promotions, you know, like, he's not going to lose.
Who do you guys think's gonna win? Mayweather or Conor McGregor? Diz, you gotta weigh in on this. You
Yeah, Diz. Who you think's gonna win?
All right.
You know, funny.
Connor wins, they're rigging it.
No, that's what I think. I think
Wait,
that-
what did he
Rigging
say?
for Connor to
What
win.
did you say?
he said if Conor wins, they're rigging it for him.
And I
And
think
here's
he
the
is.
thing I
I think
believe.
he is.
It's a different sport. It's a different
Ooh, you
sport.
Conspiracy theory.
It's-
Yeah,
no,
I think
no,
he's
no.
gonna win and they're gonna collect a
no,
shitload
hey.
of money and Floyd needs bread
That's the
and he's
thing
gonna
is,
take a dive.
if you ask me, I say Mayweather. However, if you ask me what I'm putting money on, I'm putting money on Conor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would put my,
because
that, hey,
it's
I'm
like
the same
10
as
to
you.
1.
Hey, I'm the
And
same as you. I
yeah.
put money on.
But it's
on
not that
Conor
crazy,
McGregor.
right? Like the odds are not as crazy.
it
as
was
you
20 to 1 at
It
one
was.
point.
It's still 8
And then it was
right now.
10 to 1 at
It's
one
18
point.
to 1 for the decision, and it's 5 to 1 for the knockout right now, bro. 6 to 1. For
Hey,
the knockout.
defensively though, Mayweather is fucking.
No, and it's on his shit.
Mayweather's gonna fucking win. Are you
Mayweather's
fucking joking,
ridiculous
dog?
defensively
Like, Connor's
too, bro.
got
Like,
knocked out in fucking sparring matches recently.
Well, here's the thing is, for one, you can't, like, those two things don't equate for the same reason that Conor doesn't equate to Mayweather in the way that it's two different sports. So, like,
in an MMA fight, Floyd's
you
getting
know,
mocked.
in an MMA,
But it's
in an
not
MMA
an
fight,
MMA
Yeah, exactly.
Floyd
It's
is
a
getting
boxing match. Right.
Floyd
And
is getting
Floyd's
mocked in. I would put money in the
the
first
best
minute
defensive boxer
and a
lightweight
half.
ever,
He's
dude.
done.
Honestly,
Of course.
However,
the best
It's
defensive
not-
boxer
I know.
ever.
It's a
I
boxing
think,
match.
ever.
Which this
And-
fool is undefeated in.
Yeah,
And
no.
we're talking about 50
Yeah,
fucking
and people
fights.
people that go through the whole gauntlet
Yeah.
and like make this shit their lives and
Yeah.
for years,
Yeah,
and
they're
then they work
way
their way
better
up to
boxers than
yeah.
fucking
The only
Conor
time
I
they
agree.
lost is when he
aspired
got
to be.
screwed out of an Olympic medal.
And I
That's the
understand
last
that
time it's for.
that Mayweather is not the best human being. Like I agree, he,
Right.
like fucking hits his
Hey, but if-
wife and shit, and like he's a piece of shit. But guess what?
Dre beats are
He-
still dope.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
he
I'm
still
gonna fuck-
Dre beats are still dope.
I didn't get that, but I fuck with it.
Hey, but the thing is though, like, if they're fighting on the street though,
Connor is
Mayweather is getting
whooping.
destroyed.
Well, they're not. But
They're not. But
I
they're
know.
not.
I'm just.
No,
I'm
it's
just
two different
stating
sports.
that. That's why, like, I
And-
like in the press conference where he's like, "If this was a real fight, you'd be on the fucking
Well,
floor
that-
in
in
10
the first,
minutes."
in the first press conference when Mayweather's like, I don't care if it's in the octagon or he's like, don't, and he grabs the mic from that. He's like, Connor's like, don't you fucking say that, which I'm terrible at accents, but he's like, don't you say
you
that.
fucking say
He's
that.
like, you don't want it in the fucking octagon. I'm coming to your world. Don't get that twisted. I'm like, that's the realest shit.
Nah, man, that Conor McGregor rumor being KO'd on the spar match is actually, it's not a rumor, it's fucking true. Like, they spread the rumor about him pulling down that other guy, KOing him, and they have cameras in the UFC gym that run 24/7. So that other fool, I forgot what his name was, is like pressing the UFC or whatever the fucking league is that has the cameras running all the time to release the fucking footage, and they're not doing that. Because they don't want to fucking, they don't want to
No.
fucking
Getting
drown
knocked
the
out.
fool out.
Nah, hell no.
Yeah, like,
look,
in
it's the
sparring.
best of both worlds. I honestly, like from the jump, I said, look, I love Conor for his, I don't love him for all his outlooks, but I love him for his outlook on competition. Like he's very inspirational in the way that he talks. In the
No,
way,
I mean,
if
I like
you watch,
Conor-
if
yeah,
you watch his
he's amazing.
his
Yeah,
documentaries
he stood toe
online,
to toe
like,
with fucking Nate. And like Nate is like a fool that like
he
you
went
can-
to
you can
different
just
weight classes.
hit him
Yeah.
over and over again,
Yeah.
and he won't stop.
No, yeah,
and
yeah.
like that.
I was
and-
glad that
and-
happened. But
Man,
but
that fight is the best fight I've ever seen in my entire
Two
life.
of them
and,
in a
and
row,
I,
yeah.
and I watched fucking Tyson. What's the fight that he bit?
Holyfield.
Holyfield.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah,
that
yeah.
live.
Hey, do you think that this is gonna be the most watched? thing
Oh,
ever?
it'll be the
Yes.
most
No,
watched
like ever. I'm saying like
sports
the most,
event
no,
ever.
No, I'm not saying sports event.
No.
Is it the
Maybe.
most?
It's gonna be up there with the Super Bowl. But think about
It's
this.
gonna be more than the Super Bowl.
No.
But
no.
aside from no,
Really?
it'll be up there.
Because I would
It'll
imagine
be up
the
there.
international
No,
audience in
no.
the Super
No
Bowl.
way.
It's not
would
gonna be the
less.
Super Bowl.
No, but the thing is,
Wait,
the
you
Super
think
Bowl
the international
Super Bowl,
audience
the
of a
Super Bowl is
Super Bowl
the most watched event ever, period,
Oh, okay.
because everybody in America, period, turns in.
Right.
And I don't think everybody in America will watch this fight. 'cause I
However,
feel like people
Maybe
will
you don't
be
think
like,
internationally
"Who
though?
cares?"
Here's
I'm
the
talking
offset.
globally.
Super Bowl is not a fucking it's not a fucking
No, it's in-
pay per view. It's a holiday.
But,
It's a holiday
yeah,
that you
yeah.
black out to watch this.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Super Bowl Sunday,
Okay.
we're gonna go.
But
Hey,
like,
but I
aside
think
from
spend it
more
together.
people globally fuck with boxing than American football.
No.
though.
And soccer
No.
too, and football. They fuck
But
with
not the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
But
the Super
aside
Bowl
from
is
that,
the most watched thing.
but aside
period.
from that, even if you're the star player on each team in the Super Bowl, these fools are making more on any event ever than any sports event ever because it's two people in the ring.
More than
and
the
of course
World
that
Cup?
goes. Fuck, but that's a team versus team. That's team versus team. This is one person versus one person.
I don't know. That I feel like that might be kind of arguable.
No, that's not arguable.
I feel like it might.
They're
be.
gonna make more money regardless.
No, but
World Cup?
I feel like the stadium, the
the
stadium
people,
you'll
the
pack,
individuals
the stadium you'll pack to the World
gonna
Cup
make more money.
through a fucking
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you know,
how long
yes,
is the
no,
World
you're
Cup?
right, you're right,
The World
in that
Cup
way,
is
actually.
weeks. It's weeks. It's not just one event. The
But
World
that's
Cup,
what spreads it up.
and you fill it out. You fill it out. It's like
It might be watched
This
more.
match
The
is
wor-
one
But
match.
where's that money going? As far as competitors, they're gonna make more money
Oh, you're
than
talking
any
about- you're talking about-
competitor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And the correct.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
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 on
yeah.
any
for
event.
sure.
I was
ever,
talking about
regardless
more so
of
the
a series.
Yeah,
being
yeah,
watched
yeah,
is what
yeah,
I was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
You're right.
And
You're
even,
right.
even
Yeah.
if you want to break it down
they're
to
making more bread
people.
than everybody.
So if you want to talk
Yeah.
about World Cup, if you're talking about these two, no, it's not going to be the most viewed.
Yeah.
But if you break it down to where, okay, there's this many people in even a one-on-one soccer
Yeah.
match and spread these
Yeah.
views across,
Yeah.
then yeah, no, this will
Yeah.
be the most viewed per capita in the competitive
yeah.
ring. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Period. And most money made per capita of competitors.
Yeah, with them as people, as like one person for sure. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
It's gonna be interesting.
They're the most profitable.
I'm definitely
athletes,
tuning in.
Period.
Yeah,
absolutely tuning in.
And again, I always thought that there's no way fucking McGregor can fuck with somebody who you're coming into a whole different world, you know.
Bro,
but
you
with that said,
frontal lead,
I'm
but
putting
you don't like a
money
back one?
on
'Cause you
McGregor.
want the upset, for sure.
No, because
They all
a
pretty
lot
much
of
are,
times,
though. It's just
tinfoil hat, these events aren't
I feel you there.
fucking. They're like, where's the money?
I like
at?
the non-flavor
You know what I'm
ones,
saying?
but
I think the
bought them
money
'cause
is
they were
with
there.
McGregor, and so I could see an upset. You know, I could see it. I do think on paper everything Mayweather all the way. However, I'm betting the opposite way, even though I think that because I'm like,
McGregor too, because you know how much money that is if you put.
it's 18 to 1 or something. It was 20 to 1 at first. Then it was 10. It was 10 to 1.
You know how much money that is? $5 grand will get you $90,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's too much money. Like, there's
That's
the theory.
insane.
There's the
Yes.
theory.
That's crazy.
And think about it.
Look,
Look
there's
at
the
your
theory
chance.
that Vegas
How about
that
this?
Vegas
What if you
calls
just
all
put a
the
G
shit.
down?
You
You
know,
get $18,000.
every major
If you put a
event,
G down, you
Vegas
get
wins.
$18,000.
You know, the big.
And
So,
it's like, bro, you take the chance.
I don't
you
know,
lose a
man.
grand, but like if you win,
but
you
I
win
do
18.
on paper. I think Mayweather all day. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I
honestly just
look,
have
there's-
I have no confidence on fucking Conor though. Like
Yeah.
I like literally like everything I've heard from him sparring and boxing, and then like just man, this Mayweather has never lost. He has never lost. He's had 50 fucking boxing matches. He's never lost. Conor has lost.
If Pacquiao
in
couldn't do it-
UFC. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Pacquiao could not beat him.
But that's again a whole different game. Like it's hard to take Conor losing in UFC because you're not bringing that Conor winning into
For sure.
into this
but
boxing.
I would
match. So it's purely like he has no. He's in over his head.
The madness
you know?
I would expect out of Pacquiao, which I know Pacquiao is an amazing boxer. He's an athlete. Like he is as much as an insane athlete as Conor is. He couldn't beat Conor. I mean Mayweather. It's like I don't know.
No, I totally. I logic side, all Mayweather for sure.
Yeah.
But betting side, just on sheer numbers and I'm betting on Conor. You know, but I do think that Mayweather is, you know, an icon and
Either way, it's
also
gonna be
just an
insane.
anomaly. Like, you know, also, but here's the other thing about Mayweather. Even when you watch Mayweather fights, is always on his shit. It looks like a fucking first-person video game. Like, so even when he gets hit, you're just seeing it from the back of the head most of the fight. So it's like not as impactful. You're not seeing it from the other, like it'll flash to the other person's perspective, but it's all through his shit. He's controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
So even in boxing matches, like I've seen of his, I'm like, this looks like a fucking first person video game. You know what I mean? Like, and it's because like even when he takes shit, you're just like if it rocks his head, you're seeing a little head shake. You're not seeing his fucking lips move. Like, oh shit. You know, he definitely, in his shit, controls the narrative, and this is no exception. I think that he's going to win, but
I got it.
money on McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like, Vegas wins these fights, not anything else.
Yeah, facts, B.
Yeah, either way.
Word to mother.
Either way, Arsenal beat Loaded Lux tonight. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
I need to see that. I need to see
Good
it.
on ya. Good
need
on
to
you,
see it.
It's
man.
not really an upset, bro. Lux has kind of been like, he's
Declining.
kind of like, I mean, he's been not declining. He's been barely hanging in there, bro. Like, and to be
Well, a
honest,
lot of the reason why is he does the same thing. Like even that, like when you become a slave to your pattern, it's one thing to be consistent, but it's another thing to become a slave to your pattern. He's coming in with the same group of people doing different things. Like that shit can be used against you. I don't know if it was, but even if it isn't, people expect it. It loses its
Lux
allure.
was just the
you know?
favorite, bro. Like Tech 9, bro.
But-
and
but
like at
no-
the end of the day,
It's
everybody
not
loved
now.
him.
He wasn't now. He wasn't a favorite coming.
I
in
mean,
his
no,
own
yeah,
shit.
he is. Lux is everybody's beloved, and at the end of the day, everybody loves him, and we love seeing him, and we used to rate him, and we put him as like one of the
Oh
top
yeah,
dudes in
he's
the
one
world.
One of the goats.
And
yeah.
he is, but like at the end of the day, bro, he can't hang anymore, and like we already know that.
Well,
like,
he
Lux
always
can't battle
had he
against
always
someone
had
like
taking
me
a lot.
either.
He always had a long time between battles, which played to his advantage. Now that he's doing one every year or two,
But he's
it catches
also-
up because he's so formulaic. You know what I'm saying?
Disconnected.
Because everybody, yeah, it seems he's disconnected, but also it's like when you okay, you're coming
He's
with
so
the group,
far-fetched.
you're in an
He's so-
outfit, you're coming with an outfit, you have people behind you with things that represent your outfit. All right, but are you gonna do something different? And he leaves sometimes a lot to be desired in the I'm adding on this, you know, because we've seen that Lux already. So are you adding on that? And when you don't live up to that larger than life thing that you already set up, if you're still coming in an outfit, like he'd be best to show up in street clothes
I just
and
don't
without
think he's
anyone,
relatable to
because if
fans
he did
anymore.
that, he would be more relatable to fans. But when he comes staying in this like the theatrical thing, if he doesn't up the ante every time, it loses its fucking allure. You know what I mean?
He
Like,
doesn't relate to fans anymore. He
Yeah.
talks about shit that nobody gives
That's
a
what
fuck about, and he's lost so much touch with actually what's been said and what hasn't. And he just hasn't been in the game like us. He's a dude that's not conditioned, and he's favorited by a group of people who uphold him and make him feel like he's really that big when he's not. Like at the end of the day, I love Lux, but he's not as good as the active battlers of today, and that's just the truth. It's just, I'm sorry, bro.
Let's
like
go.
there has to
Let's
be
go,
a point
Diz.
where someone
Let's
has to
go.
say it, and like, yeah, I'm gonna be the guy, but like Lux is just not ready for like a real battle. That's why he lost versus Hollow, bro. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, and you could argue that it was debatable or whatever it is, but it's because of people's love for him. And at the end of the day, he's been hanging on since the Calico thing, since his crazy round. And, you know, even the Calico battle is debatable because you can't argue with somebody who came there and did his thing. And, like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Calico did do his thing.
Calico did his thing. And, like, people could argue that Calico smoked him in that battle. You know what I'm saying? I know he
Yeah, we're
feels that
talking
way.
about what we're talking about. Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day, like I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Lux is gonna always be our favorite, but there has to be a point where people realize, and that's why I tweeted before this before this event. I tweeted, "This is a Mount Rushmore battle, but it really does. Somebody gets knocked off, they both don't stay. Like, and it really is real that because." If Lux
Because
would have
Arsenal
schooled
been
him,
here doing
yeah, bro.
been
If
active
Lux would
when-
have schooled him, if Lux would have schooled him,
then it's like, yo,
then
it's that,
Arsenal
like,
would have been off the Mount
it's that-
Rushmore.
It's
and we
that
said
like
that.
uncle holding, putting the
Yeah.
hand on the child's forehead, like, nah, get back, young.
Lux is not
Yeah.
on the Mount Rushmore anymore because the reality of the situation is people have out-stamina'd him. They
It's like
outlived him.
romanticized legacy.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we have outlived him. A lot of us have. Conceded's already up there. He's way above, bro. Conceded was just a little bit after Lux. He was 2006.
Okay, but here's
So
one
that's
thing.
like 5 years
Here's
after
what
Lux,
Devil's
but-
Advocate can argue against that is what ages better. Lux's material ages better than Conceded's
Preference.
material.
It's preference.
Nah,
Who are
nah.
you to say that?
No, I mean
Who are
that's.
you to
I
say
think
that?
I think that's something that can be
preference.
Nah.
At the end of the day,
nah.
Conceded's work is
Concede-
there, bro. Like, you can't, and Arsenal's work showed. Like, you can't take from. This was the difference
Arsenal
between
is
us
another.
and their cloth.
Arsenal ages very well too. Don't get me wrong.
But it's
you know what I
because
mean?
he's battled so many times. He knows what works
Yeah.
and what doesn't, and
Yeah.
like he's.
even when it doesn't work, it does over.
Look,
long
I already
term.
predicted Arsenal was going to beat him. The conditioning just isn't there for Lux. You cannot just take that much off. And you know what? I feel like Lux didn't have that much to prepare for this because
Also-
those type of dudes need like a year to prepare, and they just probably booked this like 2-3 months in advance. So Lux
Also,
is really
but
showing
also
his
Lux
credibility.
seems like a guy who.
Dog, did you see this photo
Who?
of the venue? This is the venue. It's like a roller skating rink.
That's only the amount of people that showed up, or is
No.
this at the end or something?
No, this was
Let me
3
see.
hours ago.
No, it can't have been that empty.
There was a motherfucking
Look, at the end of the day, man,
fucking
like,
dan-
I know y'all
a-
listening,
a
man.
dance
We
hall?
love Lux, man, but like Lux is definitely like the Mount Rushmore is only like 4 people, and it's hard these days to see who's outlived, and it changes. It doesn't stay the same. It's just now, for now, like Lux, it's just Arsenal has solidified that spot, and with Arsenal now quitting, it's a smart move from him because you almost can't remove him anymore because nobody's
He's
gonna
going
knock
out
him
on
down.
top. Yeah.
He's Arsenal technically tonight went out on some Mount Rushmore shit, and that was the difference. He proved it, and like we haven't watched the battle yet, but shit, man, we already hearing what it is. Hey, I already knew
It's
what
only
it
because the
was.
stream went down. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the shit that Lux started out with in the beginning wasn't.
We only seen a few
There
bars.
was
We
nothing
only seen a
super-
few bars.
yeah.
Yeah, he just either he was warming up just
Warming
at the
up
end
slow,
of the day,
something
like you know what I mean, like Lux.
He always warms up slow though.
Yeah.
But it pays off there usually.
Yeah.
So.
Lux
I was
is-
waiting for that. I was waiting for the
But then it
payoff
went
and
out.
it cut
It
off.
went
Lux
out.
is out of his era, like, and it's that point where it's he's
Lux also seems like somebody,
That's it.
and I have the utmost respect. And you know, he's someone even I put on Mount Rushmore, which I don't even fuck with the Mount Rushmore concept because that's a fucking racial.
And it's not only
that's
four.
Like, that's a white superiority monument. That's specifically what it is.
Deep.
I'm just saying, like that's specifically what it is.
I never thought
That's
about
on
that.
that's on
I mean,
sacred native burial grounds.
But okay, take away all
but
that.
top four, like that, but that's the only reason people talk about top four is that, you know.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Anyways, aside from that, I do agree, and like like when you talk about Mount Rushmore, right? To me, when you ask me, like top four, it's got to be influence over generations, which is why I've always said Lux, right? But if you're talking now,
it's
because it's constantly changing. Arsenal has been such a staple, done so many numbers across so many leagues, been consistent in the trenches, you know, across every league, throwing them and bringing views, being influential. That it's hard to take him off that, you know what I mean? And the other name is like Mook. All right, Mook sort of has this Lux mystique as well, but has battled less than Mook to his benefit at this point. You know what I mean? Because Mook wasn't on this shit. If he loses to Surf, we're having the same conversation about Mook. You know what I mean?
I think one more battle for him would prove it. Like, because I think Mook is another dude. Like, if he loses his next battle and some shit happens to him, like Lux, he's another.
Even
dude
it's gonna fuck up his
You're gonna have to remove it because, like,
even
if
Iron,
if Mook loses his next battle,
he won Iron, right?
Who is
that? But that was a trash battle. He beat Lux. But that was a trash battle.
Like a lot of their battles are not.
And he just used Hollow's same angle. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing, but Mook has been to his benefit smart enough to be like, I'm not battling as much. But no, I do agree with that of where Ars has to be there. But also, I look at old school heads, which I might be by myself with this, but I'm like, look, cats like Idea have to be up there. If you're talking about, like, he influenced 2 generations, you know what I mean? Like, and I know I'm probably in the minority with that on the chat and whatever, but I think Idea has to be on the Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? Cause like what I've always said is like, oh, you talking about top 4?
You could break it down to subject I'm like, to sub eras,
I'm
bro.
like, if you're talking about, I'm like, if you're talking top 4 for me, I'm like Idea. And I used to always say
you can have a Mount Rushmore, a freestyle Mount Rushmore. But you can have a
overall.
You can have a for real.
You're talking battle rap
for real though.
Yes, I agree.
There's
That's
more
what
than one category.
But if you're talking about battle rap in general, I have to put Idea first. Boom, Idea. Which there's others before him, but I feel like he bridged a certain gap that was so influential.
Because it's kind of hard to compare a written battle to a freestyle battle.
You can, and then moving from there, I would always say Lux or Mook. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I'll be like, me or Thesaurus. Like, I would be like, Thesaurus. I would just say, this is the thing, is I would always say Thesaurus.
I see what you're doing.
Listen, I would always say Thesaurus. He's been more influential, you know what I mean? And if you can't put us both on, that's fucking disgraceful. You know what I mean?
Mook is like Jerry West. He's just a logo. But he's not the actual best. So that's hilarious, bro.
Hey,
Murder Mook is Jerry West.
What I'm saying is I never said I need a spot. I'd always say Thesaurus. If you're talking about a Mount Rushmore, you got to put Thesaurus before me. And then I'll say Hollow Diz. Swear to God, you can look at interviews and I'll go because
I don't think I could break it down to 4, bro. I don't think I could pick 4.
But really, that's 4.
I feel
that's
like
4 mixed with like.
But you have to add. Listen, the thing.
7 where I'm like honestly, this person to this person.
The thing is like Hollow, Lux,
Thesaurus,
ILLMAC, Diz, Hollow. Those are like I feel like you're
forgetting one guy. You're forgetting one guy. And here's the reality.
I don't need to be on that.
It's conceded.
I don't need to be on that. I'm behind Thesaurus in that. I'd say that fucking proudly.
I think, like, honestly, being honest with you, this is how I see it, and I feel like this is the most accurate. This is the most accurate. Look,
you know what I'm saying? On influence, Thesaurus goes before me. Boom.
But look, the Mount Rushmore thing it's everything, and the way I see it is certain people are still in the Mount Rushmore conversation, even though they're not on it. There's those certain people, and then there's people that have dropped out, in my opinion, where you cannot no longer consider them. Those people are like Averb, people that were like goats, but that are no longer. I feel like people like you. No, but I feel like you and Thesaurus still are there
I feel like the Mount Rushmore right now that I believe that, and this is just being 100% honest, I believe at the current moment, at this second, I believe it's me, Arsenal, Conceited, and Hollow. But like, and I feel like nobody could argue that. I really feel that way just because.
What's the Conceited thing?
Conceited is the
He was
most
super
popular
influential.
battler right now in the world. First of all, he is, and then it's me. Like, and Dumbfounded's kind of over there.
You want to argue that? Because I feel
I went through the analytics for it. I went through the analytics for it. So Conceited right now is the most popular battle rapper on the planet. And
I know
he
what
has
you're
the most
saying.
influence.
Real.
Hold on. He started his own shit. He's been around. Look, it's longevity, bro. He's been around from the WRC era, 2006. And a lot of us, I feel like the thing is the Mount Rushmore thing, the reason why it's interchangeable is because when somebody does a little bit worse and somebody does better, you could remove it and you could switch it around. There are people that are always going to be GOATs. But then there are people that kind of lost that. And I do feel like Lux and Mook are still in the GOAT conversation, but they're not in the immediate anymore. And you and Thesaurus kind of fall under that too because you're more forefathers than you are actively like competing for the GOAT fucking. You know what I mean? Like no.
Yeah.
But they still are though. It technically is.
But I always put us in the same category of like, if it's him, it's him. If it's me, it's me. But I always put, because we came from the same cloth and we really contributed a lot of the same things. So even in last year, recently, if you're talking about consistency, I have to give it to the source. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I always say is like, look.
Because like if you're gonna say GOAT like bar wise, then you can start mixing it up. My thing is the reason why I say the reason why I say Mount Rushmore, it's everything that you are applying. The reason why me and Hollow are on it are for very two specific reasons, in my opinion, is because we are the two battlers that broke outside into the mainstream mold and
came from that other era still.
Yeah, and we're still from that other era, and we broke through history. So like the Joe Budden and Cannabis and Cassidy battle, you cannot remove.
In every league.
Yeah,
like Hollow had the most pull here. You have the most pull internet, like period. You know what I mean? Like you two have always been the most influential across time. Like you know what I mean? Like y'all two. You know, like consistent. And most influential GOATs is you and Thesaurus.
But it can change though. Like, but the thing is though, that's the thing about the Mount Rushmore shit.
But certain things can't change.
But no time
can't go back in time. Fools can't go back in time to where Hollow was winning BET battles hella weeks in a row.
Yeah, you can't redo that.
And fools can't go back to when you were winning battles in grind time. Fools can't go back to that. You know what I mean? That's the reason I think that me and Thesaurus have leverage in a one slot thing. Is because of this thing, but fools can't go back. Like you can't go back on that. So as long as you or Hollow stay just being at the top of the game, you can't take that away from
right.
you.
It's this era, and look, that reminds me of the I think the Mount Rushmore from that era is clearly Thesaurus, ILLMAC, Lux, and Mook. If you want to talk our coming up era, era, they were the GOATs. Period. Like you cannot argue that it was Thesaurus, ILLMAC, Lux, and Mook on both sides, and it was like that for the longest time. And it's clearly the reason why all four of them are not right now is because of time just changing, and that's all it is. It's an era.
It's time changing.
You already are, but you're already the GOAT of that era, though. That era is shut. Like that era, the chapter is ended. You already goated that era.
Yeah.
There's no going back to say that me and Hollow and Arsenal conceded. Even though we battled back then, we're still not the GOAT to that era.
Look at this.
Now.
I say,
and we can still fall off and have Tay-Rock look people like Tay-Rock, and there are certain people that could still take this era kind of from us that have been around, and those are the potential people, I think, in you know.
Well, it's like, look.
That's it.
There's
going to be a new 4.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like,
really soon.
Nas ILLMAC is crazy. This
DNA killed
and
this.
then all of a sudden,
and you're Palestinian, man, suck my fucking dick. I should beat you with a rock on your head.
It's like saying like, oh, Nas ILLMAC, this Nas album, this and that.
Yes,
and then it's like, oh, Kendrick or Nas. It's like, bro, it's different eras. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is why like I always kind of take the thing of like me and Thesaurus can fill one slot in whatever personal preference, because I don't think that should take a whole 2 slots. You know what I mean? Like, yes, at the one point we were doing our thing, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't ever feel like I was unquestionably this guy during this time. Like, even Scribble Jam, like, cool. But that was a very rotational point at that
but
time.
you guys still
that was
own
like
that
one
era,
battle.
though. Yeah, you
yeah,
own
but that was
era.
a joint kind of owning of there. Like that full 1-2
There's two sides,
scribbles.
yeah,
you
no,
know what
but
I mean?
yeah, no,
And
but-
so like always when it's like you with it, I'm like
Yeah.
thesaurus. You know what I mean? Like this fool was influential on me. And aside from that, look for
No,
me.
but the two
and
on
this is
twos
gonna
is the
sound
reason
this is gonna
it's both
sound
of you.
disrespectful, but it's not. But listen, we battled. I thought I won.
Right.
But look where we're at now. I'm like, Diz is the man. You know what I mean? And it's because, yes, I was the guy. I felt like I had more notoriety before
course.
we battled, right?
Of course, it was about
then,
me being
then,
you.
then it was like the transition to grind time. You fucking owned everything still to this day. And I was doing my thing. I've done hella shit, whatever. But the consistency, it's like batter's average. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at it like batter's averages, you know what I mean? Like you've been that guy. Hollow's been that guy. Like nobody can take that away. Like so, regardless, Hollow ain't lost a battle. Like you've lost a couple battles, but you fucking have a higher hitting rate. Y'all averages might be the same because you're taking the plate more. You
I've
know what I'm
caught
saying?
like 75 bodies, bro.
No,
like,
that's
I
what
don't-
I'm
I don't
saying.
even
Like,
know. Like
you
I
know,
have literally,
I'm
like
saying,
I
like,
seriously have 75 bodies. A couple
people can say
debatable
like, oh, there's some debatables with this, there's this and this and that. But
75
how many
bodies,
times have you
bro.
stepped
Who
to the
has that?
plate? You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of like averages and influence in the game. And as far as influence in the game, period, it's like you, Hollow, and then there's other people. You know what I mean? Like to me. This is just my perspective. You know
Damn,
what I
we've
mean?
bodied so many people, bro. What are they talking about?
I just thought this is about Alpha and Omega card. The fuck you guys talking about?
Man, suck my fucking dick.
Hey,
That was just funny
this
to
is
me.
about the
My dick,
pay-per-view.
bro.
That
We
was
forgot
just
about
funny.
you,
We're just talking about the
motherfuckers, man.
Mount Rushmore.
We
of battle
forgot
rap
about
right
you,
now.
motherfuckers, man.
that was
Man,
funny as
fuck
fuck.
you, man. We don't
Nah,
give a
this is
fuck
about the
none of you,
pay-per-view,
man.
but
You could be
also
the
somebody asked
76th
the
body, you bitch
Rushmore.
ass motherfucker.
This is also about the Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore.
Freddie.
Somebody
Lord,
asked,
baby.
but
Mark.
also we didn't see fucking Lux and
Yeah,
Arsenal.
we didn't see the fucking
So
battle
we're-
we all
so
paid
we're
for,
mad.
So we're just
Man.
riffing right now.
What
We're
up,
just
Kerry?
yakking.
Michael,
ATK.
I'd knock you out.
Hey, this
real
is the
life, how
first
about
five hours
you the
of
fuck
the.
How is- this was
of
always
the
in your
UW
target.
battle.
It's going back to URL, yeah.
We're
This
riffing
was
like
always
the
in
first
your
five.
target.
Yeah, I'm
Shit.
going back to URL.
We're just
What you
riffing
think?
like the first
You
5
there?
hours of the
Is that official?
pay-per-view stream.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah. That'll be
But
good,
your
though.
ego is
Look,
cuckoo.
not even riding
Nice,
dick,
Infinity.
but you know what I mean.
bro.
If you want,
Dude.
whatever. But I've always
Dude.
said,
Fuck all
like
that.
I've always said for years, I'm like, Diz embodies battle rap. Like you're
Factoids.
like if there was a human, there was like battle rap
Me.
into a human.
Ooh.
And you embody a spilled beer.
Yeah.
I would say Diz.
Talk about conspiracy theories, B.
Incredible. Hell yeah.
They said it was a tinfoil hat.
What?
Hey, y'all, you like spray some enamel?
Hey,
Hey,
Freddie,
Shit's
they got him out here, bro. I
That's
don't
what I
know
mean,
where
it's
you're
all
from, but they got him at the stores out here.
Clark Kent, suck my dick.
The young Russian queens.
Diz hates Palestinians. Man, shut up, man. I hate idiots like you fucking
Ah.
weirdo. Stomp your face out. You didn't watch my Iron Solomon battle. I should have never defended you, you little faggot.
Hey, mind, body, and light sound, man. You copy and
Hey, I'm
paste
about
your
to
defended
jokes.
you.
Hey, I'm about to
I
Copy and
defended
paste
you.
it.
Hey, I'm about to battle Solomon and World Down.
That'll
It's
be
the only
amazing.
battle I'm gonna fucking accept.
That'll be amazing.
And people are hyped on it. Like, fuck that shit. I'm battling Solomon. You know, I never call out people, and I fuck with Solomon as a dude. Like at Massacre 3, we were actually watching not your battle, because for one, okay, I don't know if we talked about this. You didn't tell nobody this shit, in which I'm like we kicked it me and Diz kicked it, and I've like ran some of my chiller bars past him. He gave me some well-needed critique, whatever. But that was like a few days before that event,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
didn't tell me. Which normally he's like, yo, hey, keep this on the low. Da 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 is about to happen. He didn't tell me fucking. So I'm at the venue because I show up, you know, a little bit before my battle, and then I see Mickey Fax gassing. I'm like, oh shit, Mickey Fax is gassing. I'm next, and then I was like, oh Mickey, I know Mickey's before me, Mickey and Daylight, so I need to get mic'd up. And the King of the Dot staff was like, yo. No, you're not getting mic'd up right now. They're like, there's another battle. I'm like, what battle? Because I'm like, did they switch the order? Like, we can't tell you. I'm like, what? I'm like, nah. Is it one of the other battles that are after me? Like, I was told I have to come here to get mic'd up. They're like, no, we can't say anything, but just come here, you know, midway through the next battle. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I went up to the like VIP room, which you know, and was just going. You know how there's other rooms by the VIP room?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I went up there and was just going over my shit. And then all of a sudden, I hear the crowd, the
Damn,
loudest.
this fool didn't even attempt to wipe it up or clean it.
Hey, I heard
you were
the,
weak, bro.
Hey, it's that.
Hey, somebody in the chat just said Solomon will smoke you.
Hey, maybe Solomon's the goat.
Hell nah.
Solomon's the goat. All right, let's go. Round one. Look.
Oh yeah,
First
it's gonna
round.
be good practice. It's gonna be
Hey,
good practice.
first round.
I'm gonna just stand
This
there.
is the trailer. This is the trailer. Look.
All right. So what were you saying?
Nah. So I was going over my shit in
Sorry, he
VIP,
was
right?
talking too much.
And like I told you, like people are like, oh no, Mike, that we can't tell you the thing. And then I hear the crowd go the loudest I've ever heard. Actually, I won't lie. I'm in the VIP going over my shit. Gannett comes up, grabs a water. I'm like, what's popping? Am I next? And he goes, no, the internet's about to go crazy. I go, what's popping? He goes, ha ha, and just walks out. Swear to God, no lie. He's like, ha ha.
That's fucking awesome.
He goes, the internet's about to go crazy.
Hell yeah.
And I go, what? And I'm like, am I supposed to get mic'd up?
That's so commendable that they kept all that.
He didn't
secret.
even tell me right before.
They didn't
it
tell
was...
Bishop. Bishop was like, "What's going on right now?" Like when the lights were off, they're like, "What's happening?"
No, yeah, this is like literally.
He was like,
I swear to God, what? Yo, no, I
didn't even know it was you when you were standing close to me. I thought you were Hollow when you were like, I was like, okay, that's Hollow over there. I'm like, that's Diz. And like when you were like,
you
had
couldn't
the
tell?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Like honestly,
now look, hey,
and that's
that's
good.
Literally, this fool was right
battle.
before it was because I heard the crowd, right? But right before I go, I'm like, "What's up? We're supposed to get mic'd up." He's like, "No, there's one other thing." He's like, "It's a surprise." I go, "Well, what's popping? Is it one of the headliners? Like, are we going next? Like, is it?" And he's like, "The internet's about to go crazy." I go, "For what?" Like it goes. And just walks out. Like Gannett didn't even
like,
tell
what
me
the
like,
fuck?
What up,
like he
Lance?
didn't even tell me it's
What
a
up?
surprise coming. It's a new back. He just goes, watch the internet go crazy. And I'm like, about what? Like, we switching the order? Like, what the fuck? He goes, nah. And just walks out. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm going over my shit. And like halfway through my first round, he must have got down to the ring. Immediately, I just hear the crowd, and I'm in the third floor above the shit, like away from the whole, like I'm in the back of the venue in the VIP, and I just hear the loudest reaction I've heard all night. I'm like, I'm going over my shit, so I'm like, what the fuck? And I go down, and I see you and Hollow on the screen, and I see Hollow like pull his shit down. I go, what the fuck? And I just start flipping my lid. I'm like, what the fuck? And I immediately tweeted like in all capitals, what the fuck? And I'm like sitting there, and I seen I watched half of Hollow's first, and I'm like, because I'm just sitting there,
and I remember
with both hands,
when Hollow first started rapping, it was like, this is actually happening. This is not a joke. They're like actually battling each other.
No,
it did feel like that. Like, damn, are they really battling?
Yeah,
I actually
this
felt
is a
like
gimmick.
that,
Yeah.
No, I literally was like fucking McAllister, like what the fuck? And then I got halfway through Hollow's, I'm like, oh shit. I'm next. I need to go back. And I just sat there and watched part of Hollow's. I'm like, fuck, no, and I wasn't confident that I knew my shit. And I'm like, dude, no, I need to go over my shit. And I stepped back, and I kept popping in in little parts, when I hear crowd reaction, I'm like, no, I need to go over my shit or whatever. But my hair stood up. My hair stood up, bro. No lie.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I tweeted what the fuck. Then when I seen y'all going at it, my hair stood up. I'm like, oh my god, this is. I had no idea. I kicked it with you. I kicked it with Hollow. I kicked it with Hollow the night before at the hotel, right? And he played it off. He played it off hella well because he's like, tomorrow's about to be crazy, and I'm at the hotel. I'm like, yeah, and he goes, you haven't heard? And I go, what? And he goes, haha, it's about to be crazy. And I go, what? He goes, oh yeah, no, you haven't seen Chilla Jones. He's sick or whatever. Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, I did see him on the elevator. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be a good night tomorrow. I'm like, oh, but he was like he wanted to tell me.
Fredo, what up?
I always talk
Roll
about
a bully.
and then he's like, oh, yeah, no, it's it's about to be crazy tomorrow.
I came that close
He literally
to telling
said,
you too.
he literally said, you don't know? And I go, what? He goes, oh. yeah, Chilla Jones kind of sick. He looks sick. It's gonna be a good night tomorrow. I go, yeah, it's gonna be good. He's like, yeah, all right. And then we kicked a little bit more, but he didn't say nothing. But like he's like I've talked to him since. He's like, I wanted to tell you. He's like, but he's like, nah. You know what I mean?
How's this troll, bro? I almost told you too, man. When we talked,
yeah, dude, this shit caught me.
Should I just tell him? But then I started messaging you like, yo.
That was when my phone
you
was
out there?
off.
I almost put you out here too, and I was like, hold on. Really, I went back. I was like, out there. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then by then my phone was dead. I didn't get it till the next day.
Oh,
my phone was dead for fucking until I hit you the next day before I.
Yeah,
like,
I almost said out.
Yeah, no, that was super impressive. You guys kept that all secret.
Yeah.
Like how it all unfolded. The thing that pissed me off the most, honestly, was like when it was like 1, 2, 1, 0, and then like it was like disaster hollow on the screen, and we didn't turn off the lights before
right away,
that because I wanted the lights to go on before and
right
people
away,
to see you take off your hoods, and then like the reveal.
Yeah,
you know, but the reveal happened first, and people are like, oh, they're in. You know, where I wanted to be like, it's them.
Bro, we freestyled it. That's
you
like
know?
as coordinated as it's gonna get.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
so,
Christ.
yeah, but it was like literally like it was like chaos
And then-
in the
and
ring.
then-
Like I was like literally pushing people away from the pay-per-view station. People like, oh my god, like punching.
Hey,
like,
the worst part about
was
that for
knocking
me,
each other
the
out.
worst part
Crazy.
about that for me was like them being like, all right, go down and get mic'd. And then I went down to get mic'd, and I looked at Chilla Jones, and I might have said this before. I don't know if I told you though. I looked at Chilla Jones. We're getting mic'd. I go, we have to go after this. A surprise battle with Hollow and Diz. He goes, this is fucked up. Like Chilla just looked, Chilla just looked at me. He's like, this is fucked up. They set us up. I go, how do we go after this? He goes, I don't fucking know, man. I'm like, man, I gotta go over my shit. He's like, me too. And we just went our different. But like both of us just looked at each other like, what do we do now? Now, you know what I mean? I'm like, how do you fucking follow not only Hollow Diz, but a surprise Hollow Diz?
Yeah,
how do you
which,
follow
like,
that? I'm
fuck
like, that's
those.
but that's the only time it makes sense.
Yo, they yelled so bad, I felt like an energy bolt go.
No,
up my spine, bro.
that
They
was the
yelled
loudest.
behind me. I was like, holy shit.
No, when that
Jason.
battle was announced, that was the
Suck a
loudest
dick.
thing of the whole night
That
by
shit
far.
made me
Like
vibrate.
tenfold.
You're not. You will never top that.
I was
such a
dude.
fucking
I was
song.
going over my shit and I heard hella reaction, and then all of a sudden it was
Bro,
It's
and that's when I walked in.
You're like,
what's
what could
going
that be? Like,
What the fuck? And then
What
here's
they
to
say
that.
is,
someone called time on you.
you can't even say nothing.
Yo, I had a couple more Maltese left. Fuck.
No.
that was too good, bro.
Yo, with Hollow and Diz. Also,
Hollow and
I
Diz.
wasn't mad when they said I was going first just because I wanted to be the first to get off. Like, that's a round you didn't see coming. You know, my little
Oh,
stupid
yeah,
ass
man.
rebuttal.
That line.
Yeah. So I was like,
I
oh,
thought that
somebody,
was good.
like, whoever comes after that's has to do the mandatory
Yeah.
Hollow and Diz.
No, you're the one who
you
chose
know?
to do that.
I'm like, oh, I gotta go first. All right. Yo, Hollow and Diz? That's a round they didn't see coming. I had to hit him with the Sharon.
It's actually a
rebuttal,
really
you
good
feel me?
line.
Verbalistic energy bolt. I feel you, Fredo. That's a good setup. You should save that. What's up, guys?
As soon as I leave, all of a sudden y'all get uncharismatic.
Yeah, nah, we get.
All right,
so-
let's
you know what I
talk
mean?
about ourselves for 5 hours, like Greg was just doing.
Hey, someone said LMAC
Yeah,
was
I'm
the
kind
dirt-
of on the Mount Rushmore.
Someone said LMAC was the dirtbag Danner.
Yeah, Diz, you're cool, but more about me.
They said LMAC's the dirtbag Danner ruined your
Hey,
day.
nah, hey, end this because I gotta get home. Are we done? I gotta get home. Y'all good? I'm not wearing jorts. I'm wearing jean shorts. I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Those are cool.
All right. We do have to end this section.
All right, well, I'm gonna smoke a blunt while LMAC smokes a
Yo,
cig.
guys,
Smoke a
thanks for
blunt,
tuning
Diz?
in. Shout out to Diz for coming over.
Hey,
LMAC, Chase Moore.
Hey.
Props to them. Hopefully, I'll see the battle in the future.
Yep, Chase More Music on socials.
Yeah, follow Chase More
Add me,
Music,
man.
Mr. Disaster on Twitter and Tinder. Also, ILLMAC, Immaculate.
Mr. Disaster, Twitter it faster.
All right. Thank you guys, and don't follow me. on
It's
anything.
unbelievable.
I hate all y'all.
It's
Don't follow me.
Unbelievable.
I tweet dumb shit. Peace.
Follow over.
And you go smoke a cigar with my friends.